Installing. Please stand by.
Yes, there will be, man. Alright, there we go. Sup is jumping in. Morkel versus Sup. Let's see what Sup is capable of against Morkel, who had the second place in Red Alert Global League Season 9. Lost to GOAT, barely. Anyways, let's look at the players here. We have on the map Pleasant Plains. We have Sup playing as Russia, gets access to the Tesla Trooper and the Tesla Tank. And in the top right we have Morkel playing as Ukraine, who get access to support powers once they are on Radar Dome, which consists of Paradrop, Parabombs and a spy plane. We're playing with Rattle Balance as well. This is a map from the Cautious Cup. And soon, I think, yeah, in 17 days, we will have the second edition of the Cautious Cup. With, I believe it's 7 to 8 fresh maps, all with Rattle Balance once again. Ooh, scout from Morkel. He's going to find another rifleman here. Morkel going for a War Factory first build. Interesting. This is normally not the play that we see from Morkel. Morkel is really a fan of the double ref strat. And Sup seems to be going for that same idea. Interesting because this is a small map. Normally on small maps you don't want to do like War Factory first because it's easier for your opponent's double ref army to come and harass you. But they decided to do that. Another good example is the Raggle map Sonora, for example. Also a very small map that most players don't advise to go War Factory first. But they did so. They're mirroring each other, going for the flags, which is a unit that has been discussed a lot now in the competitive balance Discord, because they want to increase the vision, but I'm not sure what the vision on the flag is right now in this balance. Like the only thing that I'm afraid for, or I wouldn't say afraid for, but I don't want. Oh, Morkel will lose that flag. The ore will slow him down. Yep. But I'm not sure how much vision the flag has right now, but I just don't want to give the flag. I don't think the flag should have the same vision as, for example, the Ranger. Because, well, in a 1v1 fight, the Ranger pretty much loses. So I think right now the Ranger still has one cell less of vision, I think. Not sure. The Ranger has 7 now in this update. 7 cells. Oh, flag going to do some harassing. Does have light armor though, so needs to be careful, but can do some nice splash damage here. Yep, there we go. Some nice harassment. Alright, let's look at the macro real quick. Seems both players seems to be doing alright. Sup is just a little bit ahead. Already had that third ref out, but Morkel seemed to win for another barracks as well before going for the third ref. Oh, I think Morkel is actually ahead. Pretty good SD timing from both players here for their build. It's a pretty decent timing. Look at the combat tab real quick. Pretty much equal, so in terms of macro and unit production they are doing pretty even right now. Taking their natural expansions, Morkel pumping out those Rexes. Didn't put a ref down here. mean, he doesn't really need to. Like, you don't really need to wait to do that. But I think I have an idea what he's doing. I think maybe he wants to build off the ref of the racks. I think that will be the plan. The racks will be... I think the ref should be pretty close. Alright, Sup does have the bigger army here. But Morkel's heavy tank is still alive though. That I was about to say that might make a small difference, but here's the rest of Morkel's army. So that engagement wasn't in Morkel's favor. Yep. Yeah, that ref is not the greatest, but he gets that early aggressive position forward. Oh, Sup is just going for the main here. Morkel might do the same, but Sup is going to try and defend that hole that Morkel still has. This is like a dangerous flank. Like, your ore is there, so you're always gonna get value out of a small harassment like that. There goes a ref. He didn't get a harvester, but he did get a refinery, and that is still valuable. Pretty much for free. So nicely done by Sup. And Sup also actually playing very smart here. Denying Morkel to go for 1, this ore patch, and 2, not easy for Morkel to harass these harvesters right now. Nice flame tower, getting some decent damage, and Morkel instantly retreating. Did get that flame tower though. Sup doing some nice multi-pronging here. Seems like Morkel... Oh, okay, Morkel reacts right now. Going for the MCV here. Morkel will unpack the MCV. That's smart, because if you unpack it before it gets destroyed, it leaves a husk. Not really a big difference playing Soviet, but I just wanted to point that out there. But good snipe from Sup here. Did get the main MCV. And a multi-prong on the south as well. Going for the expansion from Morkel. This, on the other hand, isn't the best in trades. He's trying to go for the MCV once again. Will probably not get it. Oh, I'm surprised Morkel stood there for quite some time. Didn't even lose a harvester. Alright, that engagement was poorly. And yeah, because of that, the advantage will surely tip into Morkel's favor right now. Before he did this engagement, was looking very well. But also survived, like offered a lot of army just to get that MCV out. And now it's time for Morkel to go on the counter here. His army will redirect right for the main coming from here. Exactly just like Don B said, this was the crucial battle. And here is the turning point. Attacking from 3 sides at once. Sup is moving the last army he has to deal with this army, but here he comes from the top. Flame tower is already down, so this Tizla won't do much against the infantry. Coming up north, there's a lot of heavy tanks, not a lot of rockets from Sup, so they can do all the soaking they want. But unfortunately for Morkel, there is no rockets in this army either, so they will not do a lot of damage. MCV is on the run for Sup. He will need to deploy that MCV soon if he wants to get a little bit more value out of those flame towers. V2 can really make a difference here if they get a good shot. It probably will. Oof. And that is also a good flame tower. Look at the splash damage. V2 setting up for another shot. Morkel is probably a little bit distracted over here. Took him a while to retreat, but Sup, hold on. He did lose a lot. He got forced off this expansion, and if he loses this expansion, he is in a lot of trouble. There's no racks here, so he can't produce any units. But luckily for him, there is no rockets anywhere to be found. So he will have this expansion, that is good. But here comes wave number 2. How can Sup deal with this? P2s are on the move though. But they're going for the wrong targets, because now an attack from the main is coming up from the north side. With a small distraction on the left to really move that army out of position as he goes in. Sup realizes. Tesla Coil coming down, that's a good position though. But this expansion is also pretty much screwed. Going for the flank now. Timing might be bad. Yep. Alright, V2s are doing some work here. I wouldn't go for that, to be fair. Yep, he needs some support. Nice microing with the V2s though. Did lose a ref, but yeah, these V2 shots will definitely make Morkel, I wanted to say retreat, but nope. He's had enough, he's just going to go in. Flame Tower doing work though, but Morkel did get the SD, and that means no more heavy tank production for Sup. But Sup is still alive, strangely enough. Army value isn't that big anymore, the difference. It was a lot bigger in Morkel's favor, but Morkel's really pushing that right now. Still has 8 to 9k of army assets to work with and to be able to split off from his main army. 4 heavy tanks in this army as well. It's tough to deal with, especially with no rockets. Ooh, nice positioning with the flame tower though. Yep. Sup is microing those as well. And Sup conceded with Sup. That was a good game.
Battle control terminated. Battle control.
We're going at it once again. Also, I know they're working on the internet in my neighborhood again. But we're getting some fiber soon. Fiber connection would be nice. Anyways, we're going at it once again. Sup versus Morkel. Morkel also switched to Russia this time. So this is a Soviet faction, gets access to Tesla tanks and Tesla troopers, and we're playing on the map 3.5 Woods, I think this is, which is a Regal Season 9 map. Alright, I think, yeah, Sup is going to go for War Factory first once again, based on the early Flame Tower production here. Oh, Morkel is going for some cheeky grins. Yes. We're seeing some creaky, not sure what creepy, just never mind, it's grins, alright? It's pure cheesy grins. Alright, let's see how Sup handles this with his 2 guardsmen. They will have to protect the engineer at all costs here. Let's hope they're not part of the cautious army, because every time you send out an engineer, that ends pretty bad. Meanwhile, the Grins are going to sneak from behind here, trying to get a power plant, which is especially good against War Factory first builds, and I think the timing is going to be really bad for Sup as well. That's an interesting engineer and flame tower. Moving the engineer preemptively there was pretty suspicious if you ask me. But yeah, it's tough to say. But anyways, Sup dealt with that pretty efficiently here. APC going in. That army is pretty fucked, but there's a lot of rockets from Morkel. Alright, well that was good for Morkel. The auto dodge, and now Morkel is coming out with his APC. And he's in a good position right now. It's War Factory first, and Sup lost his vehicle that Like, War Factory First can be a good build. Like, the only thing that you have to make sure is that that very early light vehicle that you get, you have to make use of that in order to make the comeback. Like, in order to disrupt the main army from double ref. Like, if you can't do that or fail to do that, then it's going to be really tough. As you can see here already. Not sure what's in there. I think there's rockets in there because Morkel did make a lot of rockets. Yeah, he's checking with the APC where he can safely drop off the rockets. Did get some crushes, but not a lot of them. But Sup obviously doesn't know that. And Morkel is just looking for a good target. Does find the target. Nice defending with the APC. Oh, yeah, Morkel will get away. Will be able to save those rockets. He did get a PP snipe, so, and it was also pretty much for free. Did surrender a lot of riflemen to do so. Not sure why he's doing that. Those will pretty much die. Oh, maybe they get some rockets. Oh, he did get a rocket. Okay. Alright, Morkel smart and repairing the MCV here. Macro-wise, they're looking pretty good. Morkel is a little bit behind, but actually Sup was in troubles just because of the what do you call it? Of the power plant snipe. Alright, here comes Sup with a lot of technicians backing up his army. These guys don't really feel like fighting, it seems. They're like, why the fuck are we here? What are we doing in the front lines? Well, you should be happy because I think the front lines are the most safest place to be in right now. And I think the battle will go down at home for Sup. Morkel taking out an oil rig from Sup. Smart. Saw the positioning of his army with the APC, so he knew that he could pretty much take that for free. A nice example of positioning and scouting there. Well, what I was trying to say is engineer was standing over here and he put the engineer over here so that he could put his engineer into the power plant to repair it immediately. That's why I thought he was watching the stream, because I don't really think that he could know that the grins were there. That's what I was trying to say. Not a good engagement for Sup, but the same could be said for Morkel here, engaging right into a flame tower. Does have enough rockets to take that out, unless the rockets die. Oh. Oh man. Yeah, these haven't been the best engagements here. But it did do the trick though. Already 2 harvesters dead here. And a lot of these rockets, boys, fire very fast because of the veterancy, and that ref still goes down. Not looking good for Sup here, but he will be able to clean that up. I might be. That's true. Lots of damage has been done from Morkel so far. But he does... oh my god, he doesn't have any ref anymore in his main. Ooh, APC barely died there. Lots of husks. Too bad Sup isn't the allies right now. But actually Sup is, after that engagement, ahead in army value right now. So even though Morkel did get a lot of refs, but eco-wise he's actually still doing pretty decent. But he will need another ore patch soon though. He will need this eventually. Did build a new ref. I think that's a good idea. Alright, Morkel's army got sniffed out and he will retreat instead of engaging any further. Man, I thought this was going to be over, but Sup did a really good job defending. And he's on a double war factory as well. Let's see. Alright, Morkel is also going for a double war factory, and Sup is going for the radar dome here. Morkel is still going to harass Sup's eco line here from the middle. But I think Sup should be able to defend with what he has, and this is also a nice pincer move. Didn't get any harvesters or rifts this time, but multi-prong coming from the south. Ooh, those were some effective crushes. Because of the flame tower, the infantry couldn't get away. And that was at least 6 or 7 infantry that he just killed with that. Oh, look at these heavy tanks almost getting away. Flame tower should do the trick here. Sup, on the other hand, is going for the counter up north. He's going to put the pressure on Morkel right now. I think that's a good idea. Sup has been reacting to Morkel this entire game. And this is actually a very vulnerable Conyard here, and Sup will be able to deal with that. But I'm not sure if Morkel will be able to deal with that. Conyard goes down. There's 3 harvesters here as well. And these harvesters are dropping like flies. There we go, cleaned up by Sup here. And Sup isn't done yet. He's going to move forward and take as many buildings as he can. MCV is coming in as well. That's a very smart move. If he can maintain that position, should give him a good eco boost. But I feel like he should also try and get a stable position over here. If he can do that, then I think he can seal the game. But we're talking about Morkel here, not an easy opponent. And the positioning from Sup is a little bit out of position because he was going for that oil. But Morkel's concave is looking a lot better, but that's a big blob, and oh my god! That V2 shot did the trick. Meanwhile, nice cleanup with a few rockets. And Sup is looking good right now. 7k for Morkel. 12.5k for Sup here. Morkel will try and get that position. Which is like the logical thing to do if you know that your opponent has taken over this. Yep. Sup has successfully taken this position, has 2 refs over there already. And Morkel calls it GG. Damn! Sup coming with the comeback here and taking a game off of Morkel.
Battle control.
Well played.
Terminated.
Alright,
Battle
game
control
number 3
initialized.
between Morkel and Sup. I have no idea how I won, to be honest. Well, let's see how he will do this time. So this is also a cautious cup map. This is called Eden. I always confuse these, but I think this one is Eden Lake. Anyways, Morkel is going with the German faction right now. Allied faction who gets access to the advanced chrono shift and the chrono tank. And Sup switch to Ukraine, which get access to the support powers once they have a airstrip, I think it is. I always confuse it with radar dome, but it is once they have an airfield, which gives them access to paratroopers, para bombs, and a spy plane. No dog from Sup once again. Doesn't seem like the player to go with dogs as Soviet. I think in my opinion it's always weird to code dogs as Soviet. But you obviously have to make it work. Alright, Sup is not going to contest that. He is going for War Factory first again. Oh wow, that infantry got completely destroyed. They were sent into oblivion here. And Morkel will claim the middle and will get an extra oil because of that, but for now Sup should be happy that he has 1 oil as a War Factory first player. Oh. Morkel with the Sup. Alright, let's look at the investment here. 17 rifles, a medic and an engineer. So for the academy players out there, normally you want to go 15 rifles and an engineer. But because of Morkel will have this oil, you can spend a few more bucks of assets here. A few hundred. Which Morkel did in this case. And especially with that second oil, he will be able to make a couple more. He should be good. This army composition is pretty good for now. Maybe get another medic. Alright, APC is the choice for Sup this time. Let's see if he can get some nice crushes. Morkel doesn't have a rocket soldier in this army right now. They're all sitting in the main. So let's see what Sup is going to do with this APC. Like I said, this is once again the War Factory first build, so he really needs to make this APC work. But it will be tough with a Ranger and 5 rockets in that army. Morkel is going to do some scouting first. It's probably curious where the APC or the engineer is. Okay, that is ballsy. The Ranger will definitely be able to make it on time. Well, will he? Well, the Ranger would have actually not make it on time, but the 2 riflemen cleaned them up pretty well. Now it's also very tough to do. It's almost impossible to protect your engineer with a single APC or Ranger, especially if that oil belongs to your enemy, because they have the vision, so they know exactly where the engineer is. Almost lost the Ranger there. Alright. Ranger and the engineer just waved at each other. He's like, good luck, fella. Massive blue line on the move here. Almost double the army value for Morkel still. Let's look at the production. Holy shit, Sup was floating 5k, I saw. How is that even possible? He's on 6 harvesters. I think he forgot to produce in time. Might make a difference here because he's almost 5k behind. But Morkel is on the move though. He's retreating for now. But now he has that medium tank and the Ranger backing him up. Going back at it. He has to be careful though, because, yep. Morkel sniping some nice rockets over here. That will significantly reduce the damage. Ooh, wow, nice medium tank. I mean, nice flame tower from Sup. At the perfect time. Did kill the ranger and did get a lot of splash damage on his infantry. And now Sup is on the move. There's the timing. Heavy tank comes on time. We'll get some crushes. Here comes another flame tower with the base coat, the PP. That's a nice flame tower, and that was a good engagement from Sup. Look at that difference all of a sudden. He was pretty much 5k behind, and he pretty much made it even there. But here comes wave number 2 from Morkel. 3 medium tanks in that army. Now Morkel gets confirmation that Sup's army is over here. So he will try and do some more harassing. We'll get a harvester at least. Yeah, that harvester is toast. And so are these infantry. Alright, gets out of there with those 2 medium tanks. Still looking very close. Morkel now up 1 harvester. That's a nice expansion going on here. Seven Rexes already. He also built 1 too many because you only need 6 right now. Oh, that will be crucial. MCV will be able to deploy though, but will he be able to survive? That is the question. Will deploy immediately, but that will not make a difference. Man, if there was a mechanic in that army, then Morkel would now have access to Soviet technology. Oh, there is the mechanic actually. He wants to try and go for it, but maybe if he had a ranger, he would be able to make it. Alright, south, some nice eco-harassment from Sup here. This expansion is completely undefended. Will not chase the harvesters, but will get the revs instead. That is a smart option. Very smart. We'll get an extra power plant here maybe. Shouldn't leave that alive, I feel, because that will be a good advantage for his opponent. Yeah, there he goes, that's smart. Because else the extra vision will definitely fuck up your army big time. Sup on the move here. Still pretty even in army value. Sup is a little bit ahead, but he probably won't be if he loses all that army. Ooh, that medium tank from Morkel was a little bit too far ahead. And now he doesn't have a tank in front. Which means that the better engagement for now will be for Sup, but he unfortunately sacrificed his army as well. But Morkel isn't using his tank in front. Engagement could have been better for him. Oh. But these are some good riflemen though. They will do some damage to power plants though. Bug is on the move. That's a pretty big army if you ask me. Lots of rockets, 2 heavy tanks to back them up. Going to be a devastating army here. Blackhawks trying to get some rocket snipes. Barely surviving though. But there's still so many units here. Blackhawks go in for a second time. They're getting more rockets though. Alright, Sup is now trying to find decent tech. But they're offering a lot of infantry here to the Morkel gods. Did get the SD. Harvester harassment for Morkel, very nice. Is using that to his advantage because Bug is really occupied in Morkel's main right now. the eco real quick. 6 for Morkel, 4 for Sup right now. Morkel's pretty much floating. Doesn't have any heavy tank production or medium tank production anymore. But he does have a radar dome, so he can still make RTs. Alright. Radar dome technology for Sup as well. Has his V2s and his support powers up and running. Ooh, Blackhawk will get some V2s here probably. Yes. And another one. That's right. One ammunition clip from the Blackhawk can deal with 2 V2s. Alright, some small harassment here from Morkel. There's 3 tanks to back up the rocket soldiers, so rifles alone will definitely not work against this small group. Damn, and how this game is going back and forth. Now it's Morkel that's in the lead, pretty substantially to be fair. 6.5k acid lead right now. Here comes Sup with the X support, and he will need it if he wants to turn this battle around in his favor to get some RT snipes. There he is. That's the first RT going down, and the second one will crash exactly onto the artillery. Insane. That medium tank is still alive though. Morkel using the vision of the Blackhawk to get this engagement in his favor, and he does have the defensive advantage as well, so yeah, Sup should have backed here. Sup should have backed here. He wasn't sure why he was getting shot. That's what was the reason he was probably moving forward, because he really thought he had it. But it was the vision of the Blackhawks that won that engagement for him pretty much. And these are still alive. Almost 15k behind now in assets, and so far I think Sup did a really splendid job keeping up with Morkel like this, making comebacks and upsets. But I think in this case it's going to be very tough. Morkel moving in. Spy play coming down from Sup, so he's not going to take that or patch. Let's see where he goes this time. Alright, Morkel gladly trades that Blackhawk for a V2. Not sure if that is a good trade actually. Oh dear god, if he can prevent the MCV from unpacking because of that, but he will not. Yep. Yeah, the MCV only has light armor, so if Blackhawks can capture it while it's unpacked, it's going to take a lot of damage. Well, a medium tank was crewed really fast. Oh, come on man, use that V2. There we go. Not the best shot, but we will scare them away for now. Oh dear. Sup does have a small army ready here to defend. He does have, if he wants to, 4 harvesters to back him up. Oh my god, this army is going to be completely cleaned up here by Morkel. Let's see how Sup deals with this. Medium tank going in for the crushes. Those were a lot of crushes. Took out 5 infantry that were standing in one cell. Nice powers to kill the infantry here. I don't think he will get that SD though. But look at that. Let's see how army value is looking. Look at this difference though. 23k. Did use some para bombs in order to clean it up. But the worst is yet to come for Sup. Look at that. Paratroopers being dropped in enemy lines. But here comes the blue army. Look at that. Beautiful. Going to waltz through this base here. And if you see this, this is like, well, let's get one more nice V2 shot and then call it a day. Ooh, that was a good V2 shot. Harvester's going in as well. Man, that would have been cool if he had gotten this entire blob. That would have... Oh, wow. Those last crushes did a lot. Yeah, this is going to be cleaned up as well. And Sup calls the GG. Nicely done. 2-1.
Battle control terminated.
For Morkel here.